Hi, my name is Justin Putnam, and today I'm going to be talking about REITs. REITs is a type of real estate that is very interesting, and I've been studying about it and I want to share what I have learned. So let's get started. Alright, so here's what we're going to be covering. First, we're going to look at what exactly are REITs? What does the acronym stand for? Then we'll talk about why they are important. Why would somebody choose to invest in REITs rather than buying a home and renting it out on their own, or investing in real estate in some other fashion? Also, we'll look at what is the current situation. What is some of the things that are facing REITs right now? And then we'll look at what are the future implications. What are some of the things that might be changing? And here we go. So what does REIT stand for? R-E-I-T. Well, basically it stands for Real Estate Investment Trust. A REIT is a company that owns or finances income-producing real estate. These are usually modeled after mutual funds. A REIT provides investors of all types a regular income stream, the ability to diversify their investments, and to have long-term capital appreciation. So why are these kind of things important? Why should we choose a REIT? Well, the first thing, as I mentioned before, is diversification. By choosing a REIT, we're able to invest into a portfolio of a larger scale properties in the same way that somebody would invest in mutual funds or in stocks. We can diversify in what kinds of real estate investments are being made. By investing into a REIT, our investments can be diversified to further protect our money, so that if one part of that portfolio isn't as profitable, it is made up for by one that part of the portfolio that is. So dividends, in my personal opinion, is one of the most important reasons why somebody might choose a REIT. Basically, by having dividends, that means that our investment into a REIT will be able to continually give us passive income. We've made our investment, but we get a steady source of income because of that investment, which is why I think REITs are so powerful. Our ownership in REIT is also very liquid, meaning that we can quickly turn our investment into cash. We can sell our stocks in REIT and be able to get our money back. REITs also have a history of high performance. They have been able to outperform many other stocks in the stocks exchange. Also, the last thing that I want to talk about is transparency. Because REITs have had an initial public offering of their stocks, they are a public corporation, which means that all of their financial reporting is available for anyone to look at. So there's no concern about whether they're hiding something or not. You can always go and look and find out for yourself. In order for a company to be considered a REIT, it has to meet a few basic requirements. The first being that at least 75% of its assets have to be in real estate, and at least 75% of gross income has to be from real estate. This means from areas such as rent from real property, interest on mortgages, financing real property, or from sales of real estate. They also have to pay at least 90% of their taxable income to shareholders, which is what I talked about before as dividends. Also, a REIT must be a corporation, and that means that it can be taxed as such. A REIT also has to have a board of directors, meaning that only one person cannot run the entire thing. There has to be at least 100 shareholders, and no more than half of the investment can be owned by less than 6 people. The current position of REITs seem to be very favorable. Since 2004 until today, there have been 119 REIT IPO launches. That means that there have been 119 REITs that have become public, which, as we said before in the last slide, a REIT has to be public. Also, we've seen that the total market capitalization of all REITs right now is $1.02 trillion. That is huge. There's also, in the past few years, been an increased demand in real estate, which has improved the position of REITs in the market. We've also seen rising rents, which means that people are able to make more money through their REIT portfolios, and interest rates have been going down. Something that's very interesting that will be impacting REITs in the very near future is something that the Financial Accounting Standards Board, or FASB, has come out with. Basically, they're changing the definition of a business standard when it comes to purchasing real estate. Basically, what you can do is you can combine a single building, land, and an in-place lease into a single asset, and it won't be considered a business transaction as long as a certain threshold isn't met. Now, currently, any time that there is an existing in-place lease, the transaction is considered to be a business transaction. By changing this definition, we are able to save some money in taxes and in costs, and be able to record larger gains and larger investments on our papers. So what this means is that for REITs is going into the future, by being able to combine these purchases into single assets, they'll be able to save investors money.